Hey everyone, today I'm going to go through the solo of All Right off our new EP, the Race to the Moon EP. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on playing it as well as the way I approached writing it, and it should be a good time, so stay tuned. The guitar I used on the solo was my Ibanez JS100 Joe Satriani signature guitar with a DiMarzio Evolution Steve Vai pickup in the bridge and a Joe Satriani PAF Joe in the neck. Floyd Rose. I put some Texas knobs on here. You can see. Pretty cool. 24 frets, and I make use of all of them in this solo. As far as amp sounds, we use Guitar Rig 5 across the album for all the guitars. And on this solo in particular, I kind of went for the Marshall dimed every knob to 10, kind of sound. Very classic, very appropriate for this solo, as you'll see later. Standard tuning. All our songs are standard tuning, and the key is F major. So here we go. Alright, so the first lick in the solo is this line. And what that is I'm applying something I learned from Albert King to a major scale. Now, if y'all know anything about Albert King or my playing in general, I'm a really big blues fan, and Albert King's playing can be heard through players, from Jimmy Page, Clapton, to any modern kind of rock players. And it's because his licks work so well over a variety of applications. Now, in a blues context, it would typically be over a minor key that his licks normally happen. So, for example, this song's in F major, as I said before, but let's just say we're in F minor. Now, if it were in F minor, he would probably be using, as I would too, the minor pentatonic scale. Cliche, but there's a reason a lot of people use it. It's because it's good. It's got all the sounds you need for that kind of playing, like, that kind of stuff. So, what Albert King would do is probably something like this. Right? Or maybe... So, you see how I played you the minor pentatonic box in F minor, as you already know. But his licks are up here. And that's just a logical extension if you were to take the scale and move it up the neck. So, with the root being right here, that F note. So, anyway, like I said earlier, his licks. What I'm doing in this solo is kind of taking the same approach, but since the song is in a major key, we'll just move the same idea to an F major scale. And in my case, I'm going to use F major pentatonic, and the box that I reference a lot is this one. I kind of skipped some notes, but that's okay, you get the idea. Anyway, so if you were to take it and put his lick in there in the same kind of context relatively, it would come up here, right? But since this note right here, the 15th fret, that D note is not the root of this song, F is the root, that's right here. Right? So instead of playing, we have to do something like, right? So I'm taking his idea and just moving it into this extended pentatonic box. And really, the way the theory works out, it just happens to be part of the F major scale anyways. So that's a little double stop thing, outlining the F chord, outline that F chord here, and then this little double stop. Sometimes I do triple stop, you know, just to really get in there. Good vibrato. It's just outlining the same F chord up here. So that's the first line. Oops, sorry. Let's play that again. So that right there is something I call a smear lick. Now, it's not really a term, it's kind of my term, I may have heard it somewhere, but it just describes those general rock licks that tend to quote-unquote smear together. So, for example, in this song it's... But, you know, in other songs, you know, those kind of licks, or maybe like... that kind of stuff. I just like that sound. It's a way to give kind of a bluesier flavor to a more modern approach. And, you know, obviously people, Jimmy Page, Clapton, Liza Minnelli before, have used these licks through all kinds of classic recordings. So... and really that's just quote-unquote smearing through this F major pentatonic box. So... now the next little line, I go to this, it's like a harmony thing in thirds, and on the recording you can hear it's definitely two guitars. It sounds like this. So obviously when we play it live, or I'm playing it right now, I can't play both guitar parts at once, so I just harmonize it with thirds on the neck right there. A little bit closer right here. Now, after this little line, it goes on one of my favorite licks, and it's really kind of taking that same smear idea, but putting it on one string instead of multiple. So instead of that kind of thing, it's just on one string. And it's just, you know, F major scale, F, G, A, but, you know, just doing pull-offs. I mean, once you get it, you can even, you know, do it legato. No picking at all. Sometimes live I'll do that, you know. Just for cool. Sometimes I'll add other notes. Stuff like that. But for the recording, it's more or less just picked every note. So that's the next line. The last part of the solo really is improv night to night. But for the most part, it just takes the F major scale up to its higher registry positions. So, for example, after that line... so you can hear that overbend right there, that 1.5 step bend. That's another way I incorporate bluesier type sounds into these more modern kind of non-blues solos. And it's really just, you know, for expression and feel. So, sorry about that, let's try that again. Right, so there's your 1.5 step bend, and then I'll just repeat that line. Now here we go up to the higher registries, and normally live, you know, I'll play my Strat, and I really have to give this sucker a bend to hit these high notes, since it only has 21 frets, and it says 22. You know, I might have said it at 24 in the intro video. It's 22, definitely. So anyway, oops, it's a... oops, let's try it again. And the glissando down, of course. Anyway, that's more or less my idea behind the solo. Keeping one foot in the blues, but also going into more modern rock kind of territory. And it's just about the feel. You know, this song's upbeat, It's got a lot going on, and you want the solo to stand on its own, but also support the song. And I think it does that well with combining some old school rock techniques, with some more cool kind of harmonies. So anyway, I hope you really like the solo. If you haven't checked out the album yet, check it out. I'll put the link to it at the end of the video, also at the bottom of the page of this YouTube. And I hope you like our music. So everyone, good day, keep playing, keep practicing, and I'll hopefully have more videos out for you shortly. Bye.